Hi everyone, welcome back to our science session. So let us begin our session with the new concept. So I hope children you remember whatever we have discussed in the last session. So in the last session we studied about the effect of change of temperature as well as pressure. So what are these? These are the two factors which are responsible for the change of state of matter, that is from solid to liquid and liquid to gas. So do we always need the heat and pressure to change the state of the matter from one state to another state? Can we not change the state of matter without applying this temperature and pressure? Yes. So today we will study about this. So how can we change the state of matter without undergoing the change of heat or pressure? So that phenomenon we call it as evaporation. Okay, so today we will study about the evaporation. So as you know children, daily when you observe different phenomenon around your surroundings, then you can observe some changes of state of matter by the evaporation. So without taking the factors like temperature and pressure, we can change the state of matter with the help of evaporation. For example, if you take, when you keep the water left as it is, what happens? The water slowly undergoes evaporation. Okay, so that is nothing but the phenomenon of evaporation. And even when the clothes are made to dry, what happens to the water present in the clothes? It will dry. How? With the help of evaporation. So what is evaporation is? It is the change of liquid state into vapor below its boiling point. So this phenomenon we call it as evaporation. So evaporation is nothing but the change of state, that is from liquid state to vapor state below its boiling point, because as you know children, the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. So evaporation takes place below the boiling point, that is below 100 degrees Celsius the water evaporates. So without undergoing any change in temperature, it evaporates. So that phenomenon we call it as evaporation. So it is a change of state of matter from liquid to vapor state below its boiling point. So this we call it as evaporation. So as you know children, when the liquid in any state of matter, if you take solid, liquid or gas, so there are some particles which are having different amount of kinetic energy, and you know the particles are not always at fixed position, they are moving because they are having some amount of kinetic energy. So in case of liquid, what happens? The particles that are present on the surface, they are having some amount of kinetic energy compared to the other particles. So these particles of the liquid that are present on the surface, they break the force of attraction and they change into vapor state. So that process we call it as evaporation. It takes place by itself without undergoing any change in temperature and pressure. So that phenomenon we call it as evaporation. So let us study what are the factors responsible for the evaporation. So let us know what are the factors responsible for the evaporations. So these factors that are responsible for the evaporation, they increases as the rate of evaporation increases. So there are different factors that are responsible for the increase in the evaporation or decrease in the evaporation. So let us study one by one. So first one is the increase in temperature. So as you know children, when temperature increases, what happens? The kinetic energy of particles increases. So whenever the temperature is increased, the particles they will move with higher kinetic energy. So as a result, the particles can be easily broken the force of attraction and they gets converted into vapor state. So this helps the rate of evaporation to become faster. So as the temperature increases, the rate of evaporation also increases. Next one is decrease in humidity. of water vapor that is present in the air. So the amount of humidity, that is the air cannot hold a definite amount of water vapor in the air. So if the amount of water vapor is high, so the rate of evaporation decreases. So decrease in humidity will increase the rate of evaporation. So the water vapor content in the air, if it is more, what happens? The evaporation takes place very slow. So decrease in humidity will increase the rate of evaporation. Next one is increase in the surface area. So this is one of the factor responsible for the evaporation. So increase in the surface area. So as the surface area increases, rate of evaporation also increases. For example, when you wash the clothes and allow it to dry, what happens? You have to spread the clothes. Otherwise, the clothes cannot be dried soon. So when you increase the surface area, rate of evaporation takes place very fast. Next one is increase in temperature, decrease in humidity, increase in surface area and increase in the wind speed. So wind speed is another factor that is responsible for the increase in rate of evaporation. So as you know, in the windy day, whenever we allow the clothes to dry, what happens? Clothes dry faster in the windy day. Why? Because rate of evaporation takes place faster. Since the water vapor that are present in the clothes, they are taken away by the wind along with it. So evaporation increases. So rate of evaporation increases with the increase in the wind speed. So all these are the factors responsible for the increase in the rate of evaporation. So evaporation will also cause the cooling effect. How? That is, the particles that are present in the liquid state, they are changing into vapor state with the help of the kinetic energy. So there is some energy lost during the change of state from one state to another state. So this lost energy is again regained by taking the energy from the surroundings. So this causes the cooling effect during the evaporation. So cooling effect is caused during the evaporation when the matter changes from one state to another state. There are so many examples for the evaporation. As you know, evaporation sometimes causes the cooling effect. So what is this cooling effect is? As you know, the particles present in the liquid state, they change into vapor state. So when they change from one state to another state, the energy is lost. So this lost energy is regained from the surrounding, making the surrounding cool. So for example, when you sprinkle the water outside the veranda, what happens? The water that is lost during the evaporation, it regains the energy from the surrounding, making the surrounding cool. So we will get the cooling effect after sprinkling the water outside the veranda. So similarly, there are so many examples for evaporation. So during the summer, we are usually wearing the cotton clothes. Why? Because we perspire more during the summer. So that is the mechanism of our body which causes cooling effect whenever there is perspiration. So whenever we sweat, lot of water is evaporated. So this sweat is again absorbed by the cotton clothes. So that can be evaporated easily. So like this, we have so many examples for the evaporation. So I hope children, you understood about the evaporation, and you can also quote some of the examples for the evaporation. So I finished the session. Thank you.